Let's hope that worked. That's me just posting the live stream to the Facebook page. Seems to be there. I've got no way of knowing where it's going to work or not, so just going to have to go for it, to be honest. What's the time? Okay, so it's 13 minutes until start. I've got so much tech going on today. It's ridiculous. I've got the computer that's recording this. I've got another one to run the actual race. I've of course got my phone so that I can join in the race. And quite ambitiously, I've also got my iPad in case I can try and see any comments, but I don't think that's going to work because it's all coming from there. Right, people are saying things already. Oh, hang on. I could see people writing, typing. Not sure why the counter says 0. I'm here too. Oh, hello. I can certainly see that people here. I can see that there's currently 8 viewers. So the only thing is that the computer recording all this is just a little bit too far away for me to be able to read it. Yeah, so I might, once we get going, I think it'll be tougher to be able to actually talk to any of you. What we're going to do is, it's currently 12 minutes to 8, so in a couple of minutes' time, we'll just go into a warm-up and stuff, ready to then give it a couple of minutes for folks to turn up on for the 8 o'clock race. That's the first one, Randy. This is the first one of the live rows. So yeah, so let's see how this works. I'm assuming people can hear me. I'm assuming by now someone would have put something in saying we can see your lips moving, but we can't hear a thing you're saying. Do let me know if you can't hear me because I'm doing it all through my little earbuds for the time being, and I don't really have an alternative to that. So yeah. Um, my intention, I'm also filming this on the big camera, just to see how this one goes, whether to leave it up as a row for people to do within the playlist. Ah, good. Awesome. Thanks, Randy. So you can all hear me. Yay. Yeah, so I will either leave this as a live video on the playlist for people to come back to, because this is 10K week 5 session 4, which is just a 30-minute row at 18 strokes a minute is what I'm going to do today. You guys don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want in terms of pace and whatever, but I'm either going to leave this on the playlist or I'm videoing it as well, so I can always just edit a better version of this and put that up. But hey, like I say, it's like when ER or whatever suddenly did a live episode and everyone went, "Oh, this is different. This what it's like." So, hey, John, how you doing? Um, but yeah, so just keeping an eye on time for the time being so that we can get a warm up done in time, make sure that we can then do whatever needs to be done for sorting out erg race as well, so that everyone who wants to row through erg race can, or you could just do it as a row along point of view and just row along with me and not actually not care about erg race. I'm trying to keep an eye on what the delay is like. That's why I keep on flapping my hands, so I can see what the delay is like between me talking here and it coming through to the stream. Um, yeah, can't. Oh, there we go. So it's about 10-second delay. So what's going to happen then is that when I say things like go and whatever, you're going to be 10 seconds behind me and things. Hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue, I guess, because it's just one big 30-minute row. Um, yeah. All right. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, I know. I'm rabbiting just to just to make sure that everyone can still hear me fine. So where are we? Oh, we're still all right. So hopefully you're all ready to go for tonight's row. You've got a towel if you need it. You've got water and things. Now remember, like, if I hang on 1 second, I'm going to turn my head so you don't have to see me drinking. Although you probably heard that anyway. Remember, for these training rows, if you need to stop and have a drink of water halfway through or whatever, then do it. On a training row, I'd rather you stayed hydrated than you suddenly fell off the machine because you were completely dehydrated. There's something to be said to make sure you're properly hydrated before doing a time trial, whether it's a half-hour row or a 10K row or anything like that. Because you want to get the best time. You don't want to stop to have a drink, but in a training row, it's more important you're hydrated, okay? So do keep a drink nearby if you need to. Right, okay. So let's, I don't know whether you'll be ready for it or not, but we can at least start going through the whole, getting into a 4 minute warm up just to make sure that we're all nice and warm. You guys can obviously keep on rowing uh, when we come up to 8 o'clock for the actual race itself. But I just want to get the 4 minute warm up out of the way now so that I'm at least warm, if nothing else. Okay, it's all about me today. So if you have, let's do this live. Hey, if you haven't already, then make sure and set up your machine ready to do your row. Now, we always start off with the drag factor, and you can see I've still got mine set. For me, between 4 and 5 is around about 120 drag factor. You set it where you want it to be. If you don't know about drag factor, then please do check out the video that's on his YouTube channel. Hang on, I just suddenly realized my sound recorder is not on for recording the main video. There we go. Oh, good grief. Fire the sound department. Next up, go to your monitor and set it to eye height if you can. Mine's currently in a bit of an odd vertical position because of that iPad, but hey. And then finally, foot straps should be set so that you're able to get to the front of the machine with your shins in that nice vertical position. Okay, so if they're set too high, you can tend to get a little bit caught, so you don't have the compression. If they're set too low, you can go scooting right into the front of the machine, over compress, and that can cause issues with hyperextension in your back and stuff. All right, then. So 4 minute warm up, and we're going to do it the same way that we always do it, which is 18 strokes a minute. And we're going to start off with that first minute, just trying to work on the timing between our feet pressing into the, our feet pressing and the handle picking up the flywheel at the same time. Okay. So, and then we'll increase power a little bit as we go through it. So we're going to do the warm up. You ready for this then? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, like I say, just enough power to work on your connection. That's all that matters for the time being, is being able to press your feet into the machine and the handle connects with the flywheel at exactly the same time. Am I flying off the back of the machine? Oh, I am. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm gone. I've disappeared. Can I fix that? I wonder if I can fix that after the warm up. Anyway. So, yeah, so if you have a butt scoot that your backside escapes from you, like that, it's because you're pushing too soon with your feet. Or if you find that your elbows bend way too soon because you're grabbing too soon with the handle, well, you're grabbing too soon with the handle. So you want to push with the feet, connect with the handle at the same time. All right. And then once you've got that timing right, just increase the power a little bit. Tonight's row is not a super fast one, so you don't have to get too energetic on this warm up. After all, for an 18 strokes a minute, 2K plus 20 row, you only really need to make sure that you're properly loose and flexible for it. You don't have to be particularly warmed up. I'm not going to try and squeeze in my 2K plus rant here, or not rant, but description here. Okay, so in 10 seconds time, we'll put one foot on the floor. Okay, one more stroke, here we go. So put one foot on the floor, carry on rowing with the foot that's still strapped in. Remember, do try to keep, technique-wise, try to keep it as good as you can, especially from a balance point of view. You don't want to be hanging off the side of the machine because you're pushing with only one leg. All right, one more. Let's swap feet. Look at that, swish, swish. The benefit of rowing in socks. It's the real reason I row in socks. So keep on thinking, am I going to fix? The only thing I can think is to just wheel the rowing machine forwards a little bit. Might do that. Just don't really need to see the front of the machine, do you? Right, both feet back in, nice straight legs, and row with your back and arms. So swinging over your hips, and then pull in your arms, and send out your arms, and rock back over your hips again. Whoosh. Okay, so just a rocking backwards and forwards. And that rock backwards, you need to make sure you're picking up the power with it. Right, to the front of the machine, forward lean, straight arms, press out from the front. Again, working on that timing, that connection timing between your foot press and the pickup of your arms, but also trying to hold that forward lean and straight arms position as you push with your legs. So you're not swinging back too soon. So you're going, oh, got to make sure and lean forwards. Push. Right, one more. We've just broken our 4 minutes, but there we go. Right, what am I going to do? If I wheel the machine forwards, it means that the big GH5 filming will go wrong, but we'll just run with the live one. Oh. There you go. So if I'm, oh, because of that delay, I can't see how far back I am now. I'm now watching myself 10 seconds ago. How's that? A little bit further. Come on. Let's just stick with that, okay? I don't know how far forwards I'm going to be, but let's stick there. Right, 2 minutes to go. I'm going to fire up erg race. Try and see what happens here. Anyone saying anything? Okay, right, run competition. This is when this Mac crashes on me. I need my phone as well. Okay, loading your competition. Erg race. Maybe no. Okay. 30 mins, schedule time, individual, duration 30. Oi. Time race for distance, that's what this. So I should have set all this up before, because you're all now sitting there going, hello, I can't see your race. All right. Save. Hopefully. Okay. Sorry, I didn't do the race management thing right. I wasn't sitting there ready for you guys to be part of it. This is exciting. There you go. Okay, right. So if you have the erg race app and you've logged into it, then go onto the race schedule, which is down there. Let's see, I can see myself in history now. And you should see 30 mins and the amount of participants that are in it, which currently is 0. So I'm going to click on it. Race info. Yes. 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 Oh, come on. Right, so there's a bunch of people in there. Right, so it's because my PM5 isn't connected. Connect. Yeah, it's connected. I knew that. Sorry, this isn't the most exciting live stream now because I'm messing around with ergrace. Right. Okay. So hopefully it's because I didn't have my PN connected that was a bit of an issue. So you should hopefully have all 3 things connected. Logbook. Yeah, so tick, tick, tick. Race info. The race will begin soon. Race schedule. Oh. So add all. Okay. So everybody, David Fleming, Johan, John Gale, me, Magali, Scarlett, Wayne, and Yufa Thong should all be added to the race, right? I'm going to close entries and proceed to warm up. So hopefully you're all okay with that. Okay, there we go. Entries are now closed. Race setup is in progress. Please wait. You should all have just got that on your phone. So if you are rowing right now, I recommend you stop. Race is loading. Okay, so anyone that's not taken part in the race, just wait for me to say we're going, and then you can go, okay? So I can now see a list of everybody that's about to row on Erg Race. I hope you can too, and I'm about to hit prepare to race. Okay, okay, hang on. Is MJ wanting in? I'm going to do make changes. Oh, right, MJ, you going to jump in? Just, I'll give it a few seconds just to see. So John is Wayne's back in. Fantastic, because you just dropped for a second. Danny Salo, you need to connect your PM5 if you want to be part of this. Hopefully, you're just going through that process right now. Okay. Don't see MJ. I can't see you turning up yet. I assume you are still in the process of doing so. So we'll wait and see. You just let me know, MJ, if you end up falling off. All right, and there we go. Anthony Downs has just joined as well. You need to, Anthony, if you can connect your PM5, how good you have. And you're in. Right. Danny, if you can hear me. Oh no, Anthony's gone. Hey, MJ, got you. Right. Connect your PM5, MJ. There you go. Anthony, you having issues? Ooh. MJ, you're going to need to change the batteries in your PM5 at one point. It keeps on coming up and saying low battery. I'll give it a second just to see what's going on with Anthony. Sorry, folks, if you're waiting to go, but might as well. If you've taken the time to register, I'll be polite and let you. Danny, you've still not connected your PM5. Don't know if you're watching this live or not. Um, yeah, I can see you're in, MJ. Well done. Thank you for that. Oh, question is, how long do we wait for Anthony to connect? It's that thing. It's like, at what point do we just go, cut him loose, cut the rope? Same with Danny. Right, this isn't the most exciting part, is it? Waiting for it to go. Right. I don't know right. Tell you what, Anthony, I'm going to remove you, so you might have to reapply. Okay, maybe you just couldn't connect because you were still sitting there waiting for something. So let's just, this is what I mean by rocking up and down the rail. You know, when I say have a quick drink and rock up and down the rail, while I explain one more time what we're doing today. This is what I mean. Just to make sure your legs are still pumping. This is what I tend to do in a interval. No, you're fine, MJ. You're in. You're in. Don't worry about it. It's just it says that you're on a your battery is low, so at one point you're going to have to replace it. It's not that you have to do it today. Right. I think, as much as I feel it's a shame to have cut Anthony loose, I think we're just going to go for it. Sorry, big fella. Maybe we'll try and sort out what's going on for the next one, but I think it's probably been waiting for ages. Danny's still not attached, so I'm afraid you're being cut loose too. Um, yeah, let me know afterwards how much it annoyed you. Sorry. Okay, right, I'm just going to go close entries, proceed to warm up. A couple of you got poor quality, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Right. moving to warm up. Hopefully we've all warmed up and we're all good. I'm certainly cold now. Oh, what's happened? Have you dropped out, Melissa? Yeah. Okay, race is loading. Right. I'm just going to go for it. If you've not made the race, you can at least still row along with me on YouTube. Back to warm up. Start race. Okay, so we're getting ready to go. You should see it on your thing. Attention, go. So hopefully enough of you have actually started on this race and we are rowing along together. Now I'm going to quickly just explain, in case I need to release this as the main video from the main camera, what's going on. So we're doing an 18 strokes per minute, half-hour row. And pace for me is 2k plus 20. Now, the people that are in the erg race, you can row at whatever pace you want, to be honest. You might want to be rowing at a nice old race pace, trying to get a 30-minute PB, or, well, who knows how you want to do it. You might do what I did before with the 20 strokes a minute for 4 minutes, and then 28 strokes a minute for 1 minute. However, if you're rowing this as part of the 10k plan, then I suggest 18 strokes per minute, 2k plus 20 pace as a way to, after what I hope was a tough session 3. I uploaded it this morning and I was kind of in two minds about it because I realised how easy it would be to kind of soft play it and not go quite as hard as you're meant to. So if you've watched session 3 already, you'll have seen me talk about that stuff. Anyway, so these session 4s over the next few weeks are all about recovery because the intensity and the duration within the 10k plan has been rising. Okay, so where are we? Coming up to 3 minutes in, I'm kind of hoping that you've got your stroke rate and your pace right about where you want it to be. As far as the race is concerned, Johan is well in the lead. He's obviously doing this one at a good old pace, yeah. 155 I can see. Then there's some guy called John RowAlong in second place, closely followed by some guy called Scarlett. But it looks as though, I don't know, pace-wise, looks as though everyone else is maybe holding to the 18 strokes a minute. Although, it'd be a bit tough doing the erg race thing as a row along because of the 10-second delay. Anyway. So, hopefully this hasn't been too weird to start for it. By next week, if we run this similar again through erg zone, hopefully it'll be a lot easier and slicker to start it. First one's always a little bit weird, isn't it? Anyone? Cool. No more comments for the time being, so that's good. You're all rowing instead of at the keyboard. I'd be more disappointed if you're at the keyboard. Okay, 5 minutes in, we might as well do a technique check because, well, it's me. And like I keep saying, the technique thing is so important. And actually, I've got a mirror in front of me that I use to check my technique while I'm rowing. And I can see I'm still not getting my wrists nice and flat as I come in. And I don't think I'm getting that snap into the drive correct either. Yeah, I wonder if they feed into each other. Anyway, so the point of the rowing stroke is to get as much power as you want to put in for as long as you can and as safely as you can. Now, obviously, I'm saying as long as you can rather than as long as you want, because I'd love to be able to row at 130 pace for 6 minutes, but sadly my body can't do that. I could probably row at 130 pace for 2 minutes. So you need to be a little bit realistic about what pace you can row at over certain distances, which is part of the thinking behind using a 2K training pace for most of these sessions, is that you know what you can manage for a 2K time trial. And so everything else is based around that. It shouldn't be too far off. But the point is to be able to put in as much power as you want to and efficiently, so that you're not wasting energy. Nothing worse than realizing, hang on, come on, watch, I am rowing. Thank you. Realizing out of a possible 100% energy pot that you could have, that you're actually wasting 10% of that energy either through strange technique quirks that cause power leaks, or just because you're not putting in the right amount of power into the stroke in the first place. Crikey, that's a 3.5 minute prelude before I even say anything about what you're meant to do. Need to shut up sometimes and just get on with it. So, let's just get it clear that the power going into your rowing stroke, in terms of what generates it, 60% of the power or around about 60. The majority, let's say, comes from your leg drive, okay? This isn't a pulling sport. It's a push with your legs. And then your back adds in extra power when you swing from that forward lean into that backward lean. And then the last and smallest amount of power comes from your arms pulling in. So that's how you get your 100% power. Is, for example, 60% legs, 25% back, 15% arms. But you can lose loads of power by getting your technique slightly wrong. For instance, if you don't hold that forward lean here, so you're leaning forwards into the front of the machine, and then you want to hold it as you push your legs into the machine. If you swing your back before the leg drive, like this, that's 25% of available power gone, because you didn't get that extra oomph of your back swinging over your hips to add in power. And then if you pull too soon with your arms, like this, you are losing an element of your leg drive, and you're missing out on your actual arm pull at the back to top up the stroke. So by fighting the leg pull, or the leg drive, sorry, your leg drive can drop to like 20% available power. And sure, you might still be like 15, maybe 20% for your arms. But the legs put in so much power that you want to let them push into the machine. So what you have to make sure is that as you come forwards, ready to take the next stroke, that you have that forward lean and your arms straight. You're up on your sit bones with a powerful posture. You slide far enough for your legs to be in a vertical position, and then you push the machine away from you. So don't think about pushing yourself back or about pulling the handle. Think about pushing the machine away from you. And that way, you're more likely to be holding that forward lean and straight arms as you push the machine away, rather than thinking about pushing yourself back and everything being a backwards motion and losing all that power. Try and get back up to pace. If you've got a BDI on my pace on erg race, you'll see how slow I get when I make all those demonstrations of how not to row. So the point being, with that forward lean and arms straight, that as you push with your legs, the power comes up from your legs into your straight arms, into your hands, fingers hooked over the handle, not a death grip. And so the power just surges like a conduit through the chain into the flywheel. And only when you're halfway through the leg drive, hey, we're halfway through the row as I said that. Oh, it's almost time. I think I almost meant that. I shouldn't be this pleased with myself, should I? Oh. Give me a second to stop self-congratulating myself on that moment. What was I? Oh yeah. When your leg drive is about halfway through, that's when you finally swing over your hips to add in that back power. And then once you've started that swing, that's when you pull your arms into a powerful finish. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Make sure your arms are working at the back. It's very easy to fall into the trap of thinking so much that this isn't a pulling motion that you completely forget to pull at the end. You're just going to limp at the end. You can see my pace is all over the place today. I'm too busy showing off for the live viewers. Down at 207 just then. And, Johan still massively in the lead. Still holding the same pace that you started at, so looks like a good result he'll get. Maybe trying to work out the maths. So you're going to be close to maybe between 7,700, 7,800 meters at his current pace by the time this half hour's up. Then I'm next. Scarlett's in third. David Fleming has overtaken John Gale. Who knows if anyone's actually racing or not, but hopefully we're all just taking this as a nice training session. 12 minutes to go. Remember, it's interesting how there's kind of two groups of people. Well, there's three, to be honest. But there's those that can struggle rowing at these low stroke rates. Then there's those that struggle rowing at the high stroke rates. And then category 3 is all the cats that can either do everything really well or do nothing really well. But for everyone, the key really is rhythm and flow. And that's the great thing about these low rate rows, is that you can really slow down work on that flow. And because in many ways slower is better on these fitness boosting rows, if you drop a couple of seconds in order to concentrate on the flow of your stroke, the rhythm as you go through it, that transition from phase to phase, this is the time to do it. Because when you're up at 28, 30 strokes a minute, it's not really time within the stroke to properly concentrate. When you're at a higher rate, the main thing I suggest is to think about the handle release. Okay, so you want to get the handle in and out in a nice rhythm. And remember, your body wants to spring the handle back again. Your body doesn't want to hold it in this position. It wants to bounce. Those tendons and your muscles, they want to release back again. So let your body do that. As great as it may look in a promo video to drive, and then back in again, drive, back in again. It destroys your rhythm, and it can, frankly, injure your stomach muscles and your intercostals and things, so I don't recommend it. So the handle comes into your chest, and then you just let it come back out the same rhythm you brought it in at. So at this 18 strokes a minute rate, that means it's nice and relaxed. One would almost say slow, but the truth is, it's the rhythm you're working on here. If you can in, out, hinge, recover, in, out, hinge, recover, and flow from state to state, rather than it being, hang on, in, out, hinge, recover. You're not a robot. You're a flow. Tai Chi, martial arts, ballroom dancing, whatever triggers in your head the fact that this is all about a nice smooth movement. It's the same in the front machine. So you're recovering into the front, straight back out, push. I've taken to saying it's about turn it around. So you come forwards, turn it around. Try not to hold the front of the machine or hold yourself at the front of the machine. You just want in and then drive straight out. In, drive. Ah, what's going on with Scarlett? Are you trying to bait me into a race, sir? Oh. Oh, there we go. Scarlett jumped up to 145 pace just then. I was thinking, we've got a race in our hands. So why don't you try and catch me up
So we're round about the same, if you can. And then with like 1 minute to go, we can see who can finish fastest at 18 strokes a minute. It's your choice, Scarlett. You don't have to, because that is pushing the point of this row completely out the window. So you wave the rag in front of me. I mean, most of the stuff I talk about is kind of a way, it's part distraction. It's sort of distract you so you can get through a 30-minute row that maybe you wouldn't have done otherwise. Because especially at the same stroke rate like today, it can be quite a long, kind of lonely row. If you're able to hit that kind of meditative state through it, then these 18 and 20 strokes per minute 30s are absolutely amazing. But if you're not used to it, or you've not quite got to the point where you're properly enjoying them, I kind of hope that my mixture of technique chat, finding myself funny from time to time. I don't tend to talk about dinner plans during the row anymore. I used to, but I think that became quite off-putting for people. So I tend just to talk about technique and motivation, and I tend to go off-piste a little bit. Although I've not really gone into huge random stories about being a DJ or a drummer or whatever. Maybe I ran out of stories. I've kind of used up all of my dinner party stories. Oh, so I've settled into closer to 2K plus 22 pace as we come into the closing stages of this row. Mostly because I can feel my energy system getting a little bit drained out. Could well be because it's, what's the time now? 25 to 9 at night. I usually train at like lunchtime, so maybe I'm a bit tired because it's getting close to my bedtime. Oh, tell you what, I'm going to stop rowing fast. I'll try and still keep the rhythm. See if I can let Scarlett catch up with me. About 15 meters, right, hang on. So I'm going to finish strong. I'm going to go for power 18s to finish. Just because I've been slowing down so much. So here we go, 18 strokes a minute, full whack. I wonder if any of you at home will be joining in. What am I down at? 154 pace. I'm sure I can do better than that. Oh, maybe not. 155, I'm slowing down. So this ends up being a breathe-a-thon rather than me talking about technique and things. Oh, you're going much faster than me, Scarlett. I think if I'd have let you catch up, I think you're going to beat me. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Ha, you took me. Well done. Oh, right. To be fair, this is all a little bit weird doing this as a YouTube roll along, so I hope you've enjoyed it at least. How did we finish? So, Johan was 7,853, so I was 50 off on my estimate. Then Scarlett at 7,109, good job. Then me, 7,107. Then David, Yufa, John, Magali, and Wayne. But if we were all doing this at a training pace, that makes no difference. We're all just doing it at our pace. So I only had that little race to the edge with Scarlett because I realised I'd backed off so much and I wanted to not finish in a kind of I've had to slow down way. So, right. Is everyone okay to jump into a 2-minute cooldown? You're not going to answer me, are you? So let's do it then. I just hit a 2-minute cooldown. 18 strokes a minute, whatever power you want to go at. Maybe 2K plus 30. Me. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, it's the first one of these down. So this was the erg race and YouTube option. I think I quite like the YouTube option rather than going down Zoom. But I know what that does is it stops you folks having an option to talk back to me. Shut up. I mean, that's what you'd be saying to me, not what I'd be saying to you. So, assuming I can grease Tyus's palms with silver or gold, and she unlocks the group row in erg zone for RowAlong, then we'll try this again next week using erg zone for those that can connect together this way, but we'll still do the YouTube live row so that you can still row along with me like this. I think it works quite well, apart from the delay getting started. And the fact I seem to be playing up for the camera a little bit. But we'll do it that way, and then the week after that, I'll try it on RowPro for people that use that. And then the final week of the Fall Team Challenge, we'll just pick whatever people's favorite method was and do it that way again. After all, this is all a bit of fun to try and get the meters up for the Fall Team Challenge. That's 2-minute cooldown up for me. You continue rowing, of course. So make sure to log your meters. I would assume that erg race automatically logged your meters that you just rode in the race, but remember your warm up and your cool down meters, if they didn't automatically upload to the logbook and you're taking part in the Fall Team Challenge, trying to add meters for RowAlong, then please upload them because we're doing really well. Right now we're in, or last time I checked, we're in 3rd place, which is incredible. Can't believe we're in 3rd place. That's more than I would have been happy with 30th, to be honest. Just the fact that people have actually decided to join Team RowAlong, it still astounds me. So thank you so much for being part of this. I mean, listen, you're all saints for putting up with my rubbish. The fact that you strangely come back to these videos and listen to just the blah that comes out of my mouth. But hey, I, I mean, as stupid as it sounds, I try to be the person that I would want to row with, if that makes sense.
I'd much rather have someone that just kind of kept me going and kind of said, "Yeah, come on, like a technique, whatever," rather than someone going, "Come on, man, you can do it. You can go faster." I did that once. I was in a gym. Once I was at the Nuffield in Glasgow, and I was doing a 5K row as fast as I could, and it got to about 2 minutes to go, and this one of the PTs came up next to me and he's like, "Come on, big guy, you can do it. Come on." I almost stopped. I was just like, "Oh, stop it! You're making me laugh." Because it's just, I think it's ridiculous. I was like, I know, I'm doing it. You shouting at me is not going to make any difference. That said, when I did the 1K world record thing, having Big Stu behind me shouting at me to go faster, that worked. So yeah, yeah, I'm a walking conflicts. No, contradiction. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, right. Thanks for doing this, John. I wouldn't have done 30 today without you. Oh, it's a pleasure, Melissa. Thank you so much for being here and part of it. We will do it again next week because I think this went down really well, and I like doing it this way. And as a sneak peek, although we're doing this for over the next 4 weeks, my plan, if I can work out how to do it from a schedule point of view, is all of November, every single day in November, I'm going to row 30 minutes. It'll be 30 days of 30s. And I'm going to try and do them all on either ErgZone or RowPro, depending on what people prefer. And I'll try and do them all at the same time, maybe 8 o'clock every night, try and do them. But yes, that's just a little sneak peek of what November has installed, assuming that we have this 10K plan finished. So anyway, right, I'm done. So I'm going to say goodbye, and then you're going to see me wandering over and turning off the feed. It's all going to be a bit strange. So a couple of last ones. David Fleming says, thanks. John Kiss says, great stuff. Is it possible to increase the audio level? I'll try and do that for next time. It must just be something to do with using these little earbuds. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know it's probably picking up that more than this. I'll try and see if I can get my proper little audio recorder to pick me up better because I do have this wee mic on. That this is the one that I use when I'm making the proper videos. So I'll see if that works better. It gives me a week to try and sort out something that makes this better. So thank you very much for the feedback there, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we will reconvene at one point. I'll continue this week making a couple of videos for, still got to do session 5 of week 5, and then I'll jump into week 6 for the 10K plan. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here and taking part in this. I think it was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please do take care of yourselves, look after yourselves and stuff. Stay safe, be well. And I'm about to say bye-bye, but then I'm going to carry on going because I have to wander over to the computer to hit end stream. So if I do this really surreptitiously, I can kind of. So I messed up with getting our grace up, but I rode along anyway. No way I would have placed, even though I showed up. Thanks. It's not about placing, Karen. Don't worry. All right. Um, look, I can see myself in right now with my big face. Oh dear. Oh, I should have shaved before tonight. Anyway, right, I'm about to hit end stream. So everybody take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for being part of RowAlong. You have no idea how much it means to me that you're here with me. It really does make a tired man more tired. You first, a pleasure. Right, good night, everybody. Bye-bye.